Hey, everybody. I'm glad you're all here or will listen to this. So sorry. I've got the drowned rat looking look today. You get the real me, right? The real person. Here I am. All right. So today I wanted to talk about, so I was thinking a lot this week about, I'm creating a course for low content people. And so I was kind of deciding, what was interesting or what would I want to know if I started over? What would I do differently? How would I start over differently? You kind of all know you do something a while and then you start over, right? Or you wish if you could have started over, you would have done something differently. So I kind of was thinking, I'm making this course, and you guys, I'll share it when it's live. But it was specifically focused at military spouses because I'm a military spouse. We pick up, we move all the time, and low content books, publishing, in print on demand, POD, is just such a great business to start for people who are always on the move or people who want to pick up and stop things and start things. And you have to be consistent, but like with the military lifestyle, I have to every year or two literally, unload all the stuff. And, it takes forever, man. We still have boxes that I haven't unloaded. So it's such a blessing to me to have print on demand. The fact that I can, for 2, 3 weeks, even a month, just not even worry about my business. Hey, Mike. I'm so glad you could catch live. That's awesome. Please feel free to ask questions. But it's just such a great thing to be able to just pick up and not have to worry about your business. It'll continue on without you. Maybe it won't do as well because you're not monitoring your ads or you turned off your ads or whatever because you don't want to fiddle with it. But it's really great to know that I don't have to do that. So I'm making this course. Like I said, it's focused at military spouses, but I'll let you all know when it's live because it's got some really good stuff on it. Hey, Teresa. And as I've been making it, there's like more and more I'm going to add. I was going to do a whole thing on making kids books because I've had some really fun. I'm trying to think if I have it somewhere around in my desk, that the kids book I made, just a full color book because I wanted to try it out. It sells once in a while, but it was a lot of work, but I enjoyed it. So anyway, so today's topic is YouTube strategies for beginners and for the advanced, right? So I kind of went through and decided, what if I could start all over and knowing what I know now, what would I do? How would I formulate a strategy? And this might be really great for some of you who are just starting, or maybe you're even in the middle. I remember that middle stage where I was floundering, right? And now that I have kind of some perspective, I'm like, oh, this is what I would do. And in saying that, I'm actually going to start some of these things and implement some of these things. You've maybe heard me talk, if you've listened to the channel this year, you've heard me talk about building my brand. So I have like 5 or 6 books in a certain brand, and I'm going to start, implementing some of these strategies that are more on the advanced side. But if you're the beginner, this is really that like blueprint. How should you start? How should you keep going? Or what should you do if you're kind of feeling like you're floundering? What I would do is, if you're the complete newbie, right, you don't know what you're doing, I would actually pick 20 topics that you know are trending or something about. Okay, 20 topics. You can come up with some more, maybe 25, but start with a good 20 topics. All right, so now you have 20 topics. What should you do? Do some research on Amazon. And we've talked a little bit about, and you've probably on other channels seen, how do you do research? Okay, so here's some basics on how to do research. You go on Amazon and you look up your topic, right? And you just type that topic in, if it's giraffe. I would not say giraffe notebooks. We're really talking more on the low content side, though you could start on the no content side with some journals to see how that goes. But I would really kind of start with a little more detailed stuff, like, something like a guest interior, still guest book or something like that. Still really easy to create, but something a little bit more in depth. But start with your topics and kind of do some research, and you're looking for that there is a demand. So you're looking for books on that first page that are 500,000 and under. You want at least one, but it'd be good if there was like 1 or 2. And you don't want too many. If all the first 10 pages are all relevant topics with like 500,000 or under, that might be a rough topic to get into. Maybe look at niching down further. So if you were doing, gratitude journal, the first page of gratitude journal is pretty darn busy, but maybe gratitude journal, religious journal, gratitude journal for Christians, gratitude journals for Christian women, right? That might be a good one. That's a more delved down topic. So you're looking for 500,000 or under, at least like 3 of them on that first page. And you're looking for less than 1,000 results to start. So go through all your 20 to 25 topics and do that research, write it down, keep a spreadsheet so you can see the data, right? And then from that, kind of shift around and say, okay, I'm going to pick these 10 topics. You've been wanting to work. This topic is so tough. So Teresa says topics are timely for me. I've been wanting to work my YouTube channel. Okay, that's in the advanced section. So I'm going to talk about that too. And I have I'm going to do a taped thing on something. We'll talk about that though. Sorry, I get distracted. Okay, so research your topics, delve it down to like 10. And then what I would do is I would do some more specific research into what type of interiors that people want. And you can look on Amazon, but also look on, Pinterest for ideas of that sort of topic. Look on Google, read the reviews of things that are out there, see what people are missing. Like they're saying, hey, I want it in a 6x9 size. Well, there you go. That's something maybe you can create. So do some specific research into those 10 topics. And I might pick like 2 or 3 to start with first, or maybe pick your top one that you think this is a great one to go for, right? So start on that one, do research, create 1 to 2 interiors, okay? And then create 25 to 30 covers, okay, for that, those interiors. So those interiors would obviously be coloring books. You can't do that for, okay? You cannot just republish coloring book interiors. That's not how it works. You cannot do that. But obviously a gratitude journal for Christian women, you could definitely have the same interior with different covers. So you need to I would do 25 to 30 covers. And so in 1 to 2 interiors, and I would see how that goes. Okay. And then I would go to your next topic. So start with topic 1, research, 1 to 2 interiors, 25 to 30 topics or covers. Okay. Go to 2. Go to 3. And then each month, start looking to see what is selling for you. And you'll find that certain things. Hey, Marina. So Mariner, sorry. See what's selling for you. I have found certain niches sell fantastic for me and other niches, not so much. And, I knew something about both, but maybe I would say that the camping kind of type niche, I love camping. Okay, so I'll go a little bit more about camping, right? And maybe intuitively, when I designs the things I make, I understand intuitively what I'm doing. So some things just go better for you than others. You may think it's great and it's just not selling. So, do the next thing. So see what starts to sell for you. And then I would make some more in that niche. And I would try and create some more interiors for that niche to expand that. I would definitely add some covers to what maybe your interiors are selling, but then add some covers, but build out kind of a brand. And so this is where that advanced tactic comes in. So once you find something that's working for you, really working for you, build out a brand, a solid brand. The reason that, what's doing really well now? Modern Kid Press. The reason Pretty Simple Planners are doing really well is because they have a very solid brand. People get one of their products and know that they're going to like it. And so they buy another one. Like the Modern Kid Press, what's terrible is I actually had the idea to do that, the same stuff they're doing like 3 years ago, and I just didn't do it, right? I had 3 years ago, I had a 4-year-old, right? So yeah, totally would have been her spiel, but I didn't do it, right? So there we go. Something I should have done too. So build out your brand. How do you build out your brand? So create more books, right? And that more detailed interiors, listen to your customers and see what they want. I would start doing some stuff on, I guess one of the first things I would do is actually create a website that catches subscribers, because you can give them something, some maybe printables for free. I created an author page. Teresa said I created an author page on KDP for a niche that ties into my Facebook and social media and YouTube. Yes, all of that, right? So the author page is good on KDP. That's definitely a way to do it. But you also can create an actual web page, and they're not as, if everyone would like. I am actually in the process of doing that. I've actually built out a whole author web page for fiction books, and it was actually not too bad. But I'm going to try and create a low content one with the subscribers, and so I'm kind of going through, and I've spent research on, should I use the MailChimp web builder? Should I use, I still like Wix. I'm considering that still, but kind of what my bang for my buck for what I want to do. And I can definitely give you what I find out as I go through this process. But yes, you need a web page to capture email addresses. It's one of the things I would do first. It was actually, so I say this from the standpoint of a fiction author, it was the one thing that took me from getting like 1 or 2 copies bought to getting 100 or 200 copies bought a month. It totally made the difference. You have to have a web page. If you're going to have a brand, you have to have a web page. You don't have to make it a complex web page. Okay, so don't stress. And like I said, I will give you guys some tips as I start building out my web page to see what works, what doesn't work, what's the easiest, what's harder. I'm all about easy. I am currently frustrated because I can't get what I decided to do to work. And so I'm not liking what my current choice was. So I would not recommend that. So I'm trying to redo that. And I'll let you know as that goes along. But the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to build out that, here's my, so what I'm actually going to do for my free giveaway, because this is going to promote, I have a book that I've created for military spouses and print on demand. And like I said, I'm going to have a course that said, hey, if you like all this information, here's my course specifically to you. And then I'm also having a page for my subscribers on my webpage that is going to go, and I'll share all this with you, is going to go and give, I've decided to do 365 ideas for books. So like a 1 a day type thing. So even if you were to make a 1 a day, you could do this. And so I thought that might be a really cool giveaway. Who wouldn't want 365 ideas, right? So kind of fun and creative ideas. And I was going to use holidays and some other stuff. And you guys are all welcome to that once I create it. It'll probably be a few weeks. Sorry. It's all a process, right? But that's what I'm doing. I'm building out a web page. And I think the reason you have to build out a web page if you want a brand and if you really want to succeed is getting those subscribers and being able to email them just to say, hey, I have a new product out. And I wouldn't do it if you're publishing like a product a day. I would not email them all the time. That would be annoying. But you might want to say, here's my weekly publishing schedule. But if you're spending more time to create what people like, then you're probably not going to be doing a product a day. Oh, I'm so glad you like that I'm doing this for military spouses. They have such a hard plight. I feel for, well, I am a military spouse, right? So I feel for them. I get it. Okay, so sorry, I always have a lot to chat about, but I have this whole list and I try and then I get distracted. Build those subscribers. Have a freebie. Get subscribers. If you watch any or listen to any podcast or any YouTube, the first thing they will tell you for fiction, nonfiction author is the webpage and subscribers. I am telling you that is the method to success. Okay. I love the fact that I've printed and done a ton of stuff and I like that, but I know that if I really want to make that 100,000, a year, I really need to focus and create the brand with subscribers and all that sort of thing. Because let's say Amazon takes away your ability to publish or whatever, right? You have totally lost all those people. But if you have an email subscriber or email list, you can move to another platform. You can open, Amazon does do some things like you can reapply, asking to reapply as an LLC if you screwed up, and they can decide if they want you back or not, if you've learned your lesson. But that's a possibility. But there's Lulu, there's making your own site, like Erin, the planner, Erin Cordona, however you say her name. She has all her planners on her own website and people love her, right? So you can do that too. It just takes a little bit of effort. And the subscriber list is the first start. Okay, so other cool things to do. There's a lot on this list, sorry. And I can go into detail on every single one because I have done pretty much all of this except for Instagram. That's my next one to learn. I haven't done much on Instagram. Pinterest, right? Cool thing on Pinterest. I promise I'll do a video on how to create a flip book for your books. It's a video you can stick on Pinterest and do flip books. I got it all to work, I think last week. I'm not sure what day, but I got it all to work. So I was really proud of myself. I got the flip book to work. I got the pin posted to Pinterest with the video. It looks really cool. I'm really excited about that. But that was like my first step to build out this brand I'm building out. I just wanted to try and get all that set up. I've done Pinterest pins in the past, but so Pinterest, pin your stuff, do more active things like videos and things like that. Pin stuff for other that are in that niche, because if you want people to find your stuff, you can't just pin your stuff. You have to pin stuff that's in that same niche or same area, motivational quotes, whatever kind of applies, artwork, things that would apply. Think about your own boards, how you group stuff, right? So think about if you use Pinterest, how you would use it. So thus how people would find your stuff. Let's see. So I've done website, Pinterest, Instagram. Definitely do Instagram. I can't give you tips on that because I don't know how to use it quite yet. Let's see. Okay, my top AMS ads, right? So once you have a brand built out, you can do banner ads. So that is a little more complex, and I don't want to talk about that in a real detail here, but you can do banner ads. I have one brand that I have with Amazon that I do a banner ad for. The banner ads are that like ad across the top. And it works so great. It is my best performing ad by far. Really, really a great thing. But once you build out a brand and have that and get it, you have to get an author page with Amazon and a logo and some other stuff, but you can get those banner ads working. And that's great if you can get that. And just normally MS ad works too, but the banner ads are awesome. They're my best performing ads by far. They're very niche. Let's see. Work on custom and higher end products. So now you have this brand built out. You're going to work on those higher end custom products. You have an email list, ask them what they want, right? You can give that to them. And then my last one, which I think, create an ebook. Sorry. You can create an ebook, as like you can either set it for free or purchase it for 99 cents that maybe tells you something about that topic. If you can't write an ebook, never fear. You can try Upwork. Just do a decent amount. I had a real estate book that I got written. It was like 7,000 words. It's meant to be a freebie giveaway type thing. And it cost me $250, but I spent extra. So like $200. So you could create, if you don't want to write it, you can have somebody write it for you. I could have had it written cheaper, but I actually really liked this one woman and her writing style, and I was willing to pay more to have it done correctly. And she did an amazing job. And so I could have wrote it myself, but I got it done for $250 in like 4 days from her. It was awesome. So that was good. So you can do a freebie to give away like an ebook topic and part of your brand, right? And then, and it's another place to get them to your subscriber list. You can put your web page in there. Come get my whatever freebie, work on higher. Okay, so last one was your top 100 list. I don't know if you've heard of Russell Brunson, but he is big on internet marketing and funnels, and just type his name in, I'm sure you'll see it. He does what he calls his new book that I just bought, and somewhere around here, I think it's Traffic Secrets. He has a really great point, what he calls it his Dream 100 list. And you take and you find and brainstorm 100 people that if you could talk to them and they could promote your product. So now you get to 1 to 100, maybe your number one is like really famous. So maybe don't start with that person. But by the time you get to 100, there's definitely influencers out there that you could offer to give them like that ebook you made, that you were going to give away as a freebie anyway. You can give that to them and all their subscribers and say, hey, this is for your subscribers. Can we work on a project? I'm totally willing to give you this. And you can give it away as free or prizes, right? You can figure out a mutual benefit for both of you, something that you can give and offer them, and they can hopefully share your products with their email list, right? So you come and find your dream 100 influencers, 100 people who could help, you could help, or they could help promote you. So it's always try and help people without expecting a return. Give and, give to these people on your list. And eventually, you're going to receive things, because that's just how the world works. Don't expect to receive something, but try and help those 100 people out, or, maybe the bottom 20 of those people who you think are kind of maybe just above you. Help them out, and they are going to help you out. So think give, think help. It'll come back to you. Like it will. And I've just found being generous with people just such a good thing. All right. So what do we got here? Questions. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Teresa, screen shares on how to do what? I know you did it live, and I was trying to actually finish my thought before getting lost again. I crochet sets. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, so I guess one of my sob stories as a military spouse is I was pregnant and my husband was going to deploy. We stayed his deployment for some random technicality for 3 months, which was great because I gave birth. And so he actually got to be there, but he left when she was a month old, and I had 2 other young children. I just had a promotion in my job, and the new baby did not want to sleep at all, like at all. And so I remember I went into work, and I literally hadn't slept in, I think, 48, 60 hours. And, I didn't have a husband. I didn't have anybody to support me. And it was rough. My whole office was like, do you need a ride home? They were worried I wasn't going to be able to actually drive myself home. I was so exhausted. So yeah, anybody who needs help, and military spouses, if you know one who their husband's deployed, they need just the love and encouragement you can give them. Ebooks. How do you do ebooks? Oh my gosh, the ebooks are actually really simple. I think they're easier they're easier and harder in some ways. But if you can put something in a Word document or a Google document and make headers, you can do a book. If you'd like, I can definitely, I can do a video on that. So let me write. I was going to do a video on how to make the flip book, that was cool. Flip book, and then ebooks. I can do like a basic ebook thing, but you can also look on the KDB help page, and they have a really good video. I'll find the link too and share it of how to convert. But if you can basically make a Word doc, you can do an ebook. It's really actually not all that complex, because they'll convert it to a Mobi. So you upload your .docx file. And I think they also accept PDFs as well. If you can upload that, then it will convert it to a .mobi. And the .mobi is what the file that the Amazon Kindles read. Most other e-readers read an EPUB. But I have lots of stuff on that. I spent the first 3 years in that whole world. So I know all that sort of stuff. But it's pretty easy. Let's see. Screen shares on how to set up a web page or landing page to capture. Sure. When I figure out the method I think is the easiest, and I'm going for easy and somewhat cheap, because sometimes like I decided to go really cheap and get a really cheap domain, and now I'm trying to connect it to this other service, and it's not working for me. And I'm so frustrated. So I'm kind of wishing I would have spent an extra $5 and bought the domain off this one site, because I would be less frustrated. So I'm going to tell you how to do it easy and cheap. So maybe that's value, right? I don't like extra steps. I don't like making it painful, but I also like value. So I'm kind of like not the cheap end, and I'm not the high end. I'm like, what what's valuable, right? What saves me time isn't easy, and maybe I pay a few extra bucks for. And I'm okay with paying a few extra dollars if I don't have to spend 100 hours. Like I'm learning about cans and A records, and it's driving me crazy. My husband's a computer scientist. He's going to help me tonight get it working, hopefully. So I'm not going to recommend my current strategy, but I'm going to try something else. So I will give you screenshots, tell you how to make it easy. I'm all about easy, but valuable, right? An ebook for a freebie to give away, something very simple. Checklist. Okay. Yeah, I can show you how to do it an ebook super easy. Yeah, cheap and easy, right? I'm about See, I already have a name through Namecheap. That's where I got my domain. That's what I'm having problems getting to my one-page email collection system currently. So if you guys get through Namecheap, they are cheap, but I am having problems. So if you guys are interested, I will show you when I solve my hopefully I'll solve my problem. I'll let you know. But I'm currently frustrated. So yeah, I spent like 2 days ago, I almost tossed my computer. I was so upset. But I know it was just, I didn't understand what they were asking. So yeah, I will share with you if you guys are interested in that. Yeah, Teresa, I'm with you on the Namecheap thing. If I figure out the secret sauce, I don't think it's that complex. I think I'm just missing something obvious. That's why I'm having my husband help me. Hopefully he'll figure it out. But yeah, so Namecheap, great. You can get, what did mine cost? $8.88 for my domain. It's ashschmidt.com. I know, really original. But I'm trying to get ashschmidt.com connected to my one-page landing page on MailChimp that it's one page, right? So its whole purpose is to get subscribers. And then I'm going to give them something free in return. That's like all it's going to do at this point in time. Eventually, maybe more, but I'm going for easy. So I'll let you know how that all goes. But I've done it on Wix really easy. So that's why I'm frustrated with my cheap method. So we'll see. We'll see. It's going to work eventually, I'm sure. But I'll let you know on that process and how that goes. Questions, thoughts. Sorry, I had a whole lot of stuff to babble about today. Hopefully this was helpful. Had I known what I know now, I would have done quite a lot of this. I wouldn't have screwed around so much. I would have been a little more focused. I spent a lot of time just putting things out there and hope, spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks. And I wish I'd been a little more methodical in the sense of, yeah, you got to throw some spaghetti out there, like the 25 to 30 covers, right? To see kind of what works for your topics. But I wish I'd picked like 10 topics that were pseudo, kind of researched, done ones for those, and then see what works. I wish I was more methodical. I was more of I still am, I'll admit it. As I find things that are interesting, I'll do them. I'm currently doing a paranormal investigation notebook. It's actually just interesting. So that's why I decided to do it. That's a bad plan. No research, nothing. I just decided to do it. I'm researching the book itself, but yeah, people want to buy it? I have no idea. I actually have no concept, but it was kind of fun to research. So maybe don't do that. Don't be mad like me. But I like doing stuff like that. And there is something to be said about that. If you don't find it fun, then you're not going to continue to do it. So I have this huge checklist. I think it's in this book of all the things I need to do. And then I have kind of my fun list. And the paranormal investigation is on my fun list. And I'm doing it because it's fun, so that I don't get too bored. I use Weebly website builder for our window cleaning business, and it's very user-friendly. I have not tried Weebly. I've used GoDaddy. I've used Wix. I have built a WordPress site from scratch. I built a website when they had it's in the 90s. It was so hard. It was so long ago. I think it was like Publisher or something. It was a long time ago. It was like 99. It was really bad. I built all sorts of different websites. I haven't tried Weebly. MailChimp isn't really bad for their one-page sites. I tried that 2 days ago. My problem, it's not the website and the email subscriber. It was super easy. The problem I am currently having is connecting my domain to it. But once I figure that out, actually, the rest won't be so bad. And once I do it once, I'll figure it out, I guess. I hated WordPress. I know there's WordPress lovers out there, but I am an engineer, and for some unknown reason, WordPress just everyone finds it easy, but where the tabs are frustrates me. I don't understand why the tab is where it is. So I gave up. I built the whole site and then gave up because I hated it so badly. Let's see, what other things have I tried? I was looking up and researching Mighty Networks. Now, if you're going to build a community, they actually looked pretty easy, but they're expensive. It's like $81 a month, but there's a lot. It does e-courses. It's like super, right? And it's pretty easy to build, and it's for a community. And so if I ever built a brand big enough, I would probably actually move it to Mighty Networks because it's powerful. There's a lot of really cool things you can do in there. It's just, like I said, it was $81 a month. That's too much for what I'm looking for. So what else was I looking at? I like GoDaddy, but it's frustrating too sometimes. They have great support though, I have to say. They call me every month or two and they offer some great support. I have another webpage through them. I have a lot of web pages. I have Wix, which I liked a lot. And I know I did some more research, but that's what I can remember at the moment. So any other questions, ideas, thoughts, things you guys want to know, burning desires? I looked into Bluehost, but I haven't used them. And my husband used Gator. I don't even know if Gator is around anymore, GatorHost, and he hated it. So I don't know if that's worth anything. I don't have any experience other than he hated it. He actually moved his website over to Wix recently because it had a good autoresponder program, and that's what he needed for what he was trying to do. They have a good autoresponder program, Wix, which is kind of what I liked about them. It's not the cheapest, but it's not the most expensive either. So that's kind of a happy medium. The reason I'm not going with Wix for my ashschmidt.com is because I eventually want it to be able to move it to e-courses, and Wix, it was hard to understand how it would move to an e-course. So I just decided to do a one-page email subscriber thing, and then I'll build out something better once I figure out exactly what the right platform is. But I wanted like the one-page thing to work right away. So I have that built and all that. I just got to connect the domain. Other thoughts? Anyone? Some of that's kind of technical and babble, but I was hoping it might be helpful to someone. Any comments or thoughts for next week? I'm always looking for strategies I can talk through. I'd have to not do a live for like the flip book or the ebook. It would be easier to just video or tape something and put it up. So I'll have to do that. Any other thoughts, ideas? All right. If no one else has any thoughts, I will see you all next week. Set comments or whatever. If you want me to answer something next week, if you have questions, please let me know. I am happy to help. I can go into, and let me know if you want me to go into any of these topics a little further. I am happy to do that. All right. See you all next week.